Alright. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the third parallel session of the second EDSA International ELT Conference on Intercultural Education. I'm honored to be here as your moderator, and I want to express my sincere gratitude to each and every one of you for joining us today in this room. First of all, please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Davina Damayanti, and I will be serving as your moderator for this parallel session. In this session, we are going to have two. Let me explain it in more detail. First, each presenter will be invited to present the materials with a duration of 15 minutes. Once all the presentations are finished, there will be a question and answer session with a duration of 20 minutes, which will be led by me. And to all of the participants, if you have any question, you can drop it in the chat box or ask directly to the presenter by using the raise hand feature. But if you have any question during the presentation, you can drop it in the chat box. And don't forget to mention your name, your affiliation, and to whom the question is addressed. And we will address it in the Q&A session. Last but not least, for all the participants, please stay in the room until the presentation is finished. And to each presenter, especially from Universitas Siliwangi, please remember to record your own presentation. All right, now, without any further ado, let's dive into the presentation and learn from our esteemed presenters. For everyone in this room, please turn on your camera. Our first presenters will discuss about exploring effective online meeting platforms for English language education, students, and perspective. It will be presented by Anti Fauzia, Egi Rizal Fajar Muharam, Niketut Wulandari Putri Agustin, Nurul Bintang Fajri Andini, Pratama Nur Fadila, and Yuli Fitriani Atmaja from Universitas Siliwangi. Your time is 15 minutes. You are pleased to present.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Here we would like to present our research article with the title Exploring Effective Online Meeting Platforms for English Language Education, Student Preferences and Perspective. Next. Background of the research. The issue is the integration of online meeting platforms in English language education. This includes the challenges and considerations associated with their issue, such as accessibility, digital literacy, internet connectivity issues, and varying teacher approaches. The focus of the research, this research seeks to provide insight that can inform the selection and optimization of online meeting platforms for enhanced language education. Research gap, the lack of empirical evidence regarding the actual impact of online meeting platform on language proficiency and academic achievement. Additionally, there is a need for more research on student preferences and perspective of this platform to better understand their effectiveness in facilitating language learning. Next. Research question. First, what are the preferred online meeting platforms among English language education students? Second, what are their perspective on the effectiveness of this platform for language learning? Next. Aims of the research. First, to find out which online meeting platform are preferred by English language education students. Second, to determine student perspective on the effectiveness of online meeting platform in English language learning. Next, methodology. For research design, our group used mixed method, and for setting and participant, we were students who were registered in English language education program and had participated in online meeting during the education process. Maybe that's all for me, and for the next presentation, we'll be continued with my friends.
Okay, my name is Eki. I will explain the data collection and analysis of our research. And the first, the data collection. We use both questionnaire and interview to collect the data from our participants. The questionnaire via Google Form consists of 8 questions for multiple choice and for short answer question. And the question was generated both by EA and manually. And for our data analysis, we use descriptive statistic to analyze the quantitative data, and we use Mills and Huberman approach to analyze the qualitative data. Next, and let
Are you there? Please continue with each member.
Okay, let me continue this. So the findings, we have 35 responses with 71.4% are from 18 until 20 years old, and around 25.7% are from 21 until 23 years old, and for the 2.9% are 15 until 17 years old. For the gender, 60% are from female and 40% are male. And for the class year, around 65.7% are from 2022 class year, and for the 17.1% are from 2021 class year, and for the 2023 class year are around 11.4%, and around 5.7% are from 2020 class year. And this will be continued with my friends.
Okay, so this is the data we get via Google Form about online meeting platform used for English learning. The data clearly shows that Zoom and Google Meet were the most widely used online meeting platforms. Every single respondent, as we can see here, 100% report using Zoom, while an overwhelming majority of 91.4% had used Google Meet. In contrast, the usage of Skype and WhatsApp video call was comparatively lower, with 42.9% and 17.1% of respondents. So it is indicating they had used this platform respectively. The relatively low usage of WhatsApp video call, 17.1%, suggests that it may not widely adopted for formal English learning purpose, potentially due to its primary focus on personal communication rather than educational applications. It is important to note that the survey allowed respondents to select multiple platforms, indicating that some participants likely use a combination of these tools for their online English learning endeavors. Next. And the next here is a table with the content is about what are the advantage and disadvantage of this platform in the experience. The first one is advantage. Many participants highlight that they were able to engage in learning activities despite their remote locations. It also makes it easier for them to discuss remotely so that the learning process is more inclusive and accessible. Next is participants also emphasize efficiency in using time, cost, and energy. The reduction in expenses such as transportations and food is an advantage for them. And participants also thought that this platform was easy to use so that overall learning could be easier without any technical obstacle. Next is participants also appreciate the various features offered by the online learning platforms. Features like screen sharing, virtual background, breakout rooms, and the ability to record sessions are helpful as they allow for interactive learning sessions. And the next is disadvantage. Poor network quality in certain areas leads to lost content and reduced learning effectiveness. Disconnectively uses can make the online learning experience frustrating and less reliable. Participants also consider that limiting the duration of meeting is seen as a significant weakness, as these limitations can interfere with ongoing discussion and comprehensive learning experience. making it difficult to cover all the required material in the limited time. Next is lack of interactions. They argue that online platforms can reduce the quality of interactions between lecturers and students. Limitations in free interactions such as face-to-face are considered a barrier to active participant and effective learning. And the next is material quality. Some participants found it more difficult to understand the material online compared to face-to-face classes. The last one is technical problem. Many participants were concerned about general technical issues such as device compatibility and performance. Interfering with learning these technical issues make the learning experience less efficient and more difficult for students to stay focused and engaged. That's all from me. Next, continue by the next presenter. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I will continue the presentations. Okay, so next findings is about specific features considered important in an online meeting platforms for English learning. Based on the data provided, most respondents prefer the screen sharing feature as a specific feature, while only a small percentage choose the breakout room feature. And there are also some that have other features available there. The most significant specific feature identified by online English learning participants was the screen sharing feature, with 15 out of 35 participants said this feature was a special feature. Participants highlighted that features such as screen sharing make it easier for them to see when teachers share presentations, videos, and learning materials. Apart from the screen sharing feature, breakout rooms were also selected as a specific feature by participants, although only a few chose it. 3 participants selected breakout room as a specific feature. Participants said that the breakout room feature facilitated small group discussions or pair work and also encouraged active participation and collaborative between students. Various other features were mentioned by several other participants, including the reaction feature, background changes, time schedule, screen recording feature, subtitle feature, noise cancelling, and mobile accessibility. Next. The findings about perceived benefits of online meeting platforms for individual versus group learning. The data reveals that a clear majority of respondents, constituting 62.9% of the sample, felt that online meeting platforms were more beneficial for learning English individually. Conversely, 37.1% of participants perceived these platforms to be more advantageous for group learning. There could be several factors contributing to the higher preference for individual learning using online platforms, such as personalized space, reduced distractions, flexibility, and privacy. On the other hand, the preference for group learning using online platforms to lower cannot be disregarded. Group learning can offer advantages such as collaborative learning, social engagement, and diverse perspectives. I think that's all from me. Next will be continued by my friends. All right. I will continue the presentation. So, based on the data provided, a large majority, which makes it 88.9% of respondents, prefer learning English in a face-to-face classroom setting, while only a small minority, which makes it 11.4%, prefer online meeting platforms for English learning. The preference for face-to-face learning is driven by the belief that physical presence, direct interaction, and active engagement create a more effective and immersive learning experience. Concerns about disruption, disengagement, and technological barriers in online settings contribute to the strong inclination toward traditional classroom environments. However, respondents also recognize the potential for online platforms to evolve and become more appealing if technological and pedagogical advancements are made. A blended approach combining the strength of face-to-face classes with the convenience and supplementary benefits of online platforms could potentially provide a well-rounded and flexible language learning experience. Next, please. All right, so as you guys can see, based on the provided data, students face several challenges with online learning, especially with internet connectivity and device issues. Poor internet connection often result in unclear audio, making it difficult to understand lecturers. Students also experience sudden disconnection, causing them to be kicked out of meetings and then having to rejoin. Lagging and buffering due to poor signal quality further disrupt their learning experience. Device malfunctions, such as screens going blank or incompatibility with certain application, force students to switch devices. Screen sharing issues and concerns about visibility during recordings add to the complication. So to cope with this, students often rejoin meetings if disconnected, move to areas with better network signals, or switch to more reliable internet providers. Turning off the camera to save bandwidth and using a friend's device when theirs fail are common strategies. This coping mechanism highlights students' resilience and adaptability in managing the technical challenges of online learning. So for me, it will be continued by my friend.
All right, I will continue the presentations. The last finding is about the recommendations or suggestion for improving the use of online meeting platforms and English learning context. In a study on online meeting platforms for English learning context, nearly half of the students were satisfied with the current features. However, the students suggest improvement like subtitles, translations, and better connectivity. While students appreciated the flexibility for presentations, they found it challenging for assignment and tasks, recommending platforms like Google Docs or quizzes instead. Some of the students wanted more interactive sessions to avoid monotony and stress, the need for better preparations. A few students preferred face-to-face classes for better interactions and lower data costs, suggesting breakout rooms for active participations. A small group of students called for premium accounts for lecturers to avoid time limits and suggest considering platforms like Discord. Next is conclusions. In conclusions, while online meeting platforms like Zoom and Google Meet offer significant benefits for English language educations, addressing their current limitations and integrating them with traditional learning methods could enhance their overall efficiency and acceptance among students. Next, suggestions. First, invest in better infrastructure, that is, improve internet connectivity and access to premium features. Second, enhance interactive features, that is, incorporate more engaging and interactive tools. And third, blended learning approach, that is, leverage the strength of both online and face-to-face learning to enhance overall effectiveness. Next, these are the references. So that's all from our group. Thank you for your kind attentions. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'll give it back to the moderator.
All right, thank you. Thank you for such an informative presentation. It's a very interesting topic to begin our discussion this morning. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's move to the second presentation. This time, we will discuss about exploring students' experiences in using Quillbot as writing tool in academic writing, focuses on drawbacks. This topic will be delivered by Rahma Chairani, Mika Salimatul Huda, Lukmanul Hanif, Elis Salinda, and Okta Salsabila Putri from Universitas Siliwangi. Your time is 15 minutes. The time are yours.
Allow me to
For
share
the
screen, please.
For the first presenters, please stop your share screen. For the second presenters, please.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
All right. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. Today, we will present our research article entitled Exploring Student Experiences in Using Quillbot in Writing Tool in Academic Writing Focuses on Drawbacks. Here's our table of contents for the presentation. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome to our first presenters to start the conversation. To Lukmanul Hanif, time is yours.
Okay, Rahma, thank you. For the first content is background of the study. Okay, next. Rahma, next please. Okay, so for the issue, participants to aid in their academic writing process, employing features like the grammar checker, paraphraser, translator, citation generator, and plagiarism checker. And however, participants expressed concerns about the limitation associated with using Quillbot. So, academic writing is one of the writing genres that is frequently faced by higher students. Academic writing is typically used for presentations at conferences or for publications that are read by teachers and researchers. In the education field, academic writing is crucial to train and enhance students' critical thinking. Academic writing is essential to disciplinary learning and critical for academic success. Academic writing helps students to organize their thoughts and ideas, communicate their ideas effectively, and provide evidence to support their claims. And academic writing also enables students to demonstrate their understanding of a subject and communicate it clearly and consistently. Next. For the research gap, currently research on the use of Quillbot as a tool in academic writing has been conducted, but the majority of the studies tend to focus on the advantages or benefits of using Quillbot. Therefore, the gap of the study lies in the need to explore students' related to the negative aspects of using Quillbot in academic writing, making it possible to identify the challenges faced by students and provide recommendations for improvements or more effective strategies in integrating Quillbot in their academic writing process. Next. And here, for the focus, we are investigate and discuss the drawbacks of using Quillbot from the perceptions of English education students in the use of academic writing. Next. So for research question is, what are the limitations and drawbacks of Quillbot as an AI-powered writing tool among students in academic writing? Maybe that's all for me. The presentation will continue by Mika. Please.
All right, thanks, Hanif. Here I will continue the material I will deliver about the methodology. Our research used a qualitative approach with a case study research method. According to Baxter and Check 2008, qualitative case study is a research method that provides exploration of phenomena in context through the use of multiple data sources and making sure that the problem is not explored from one point of view but from multiple perspectives, and it will bring to light the many sides of the phenomena. And qualitative research uses a naturalistic approach that seeks to understanding phenomena in context-specific settings, such as real-world setting. Research doesn't attempt to manipulate the phenomena of interest. This means that qualitative research is research that aims to find out the phenomena by describing and analyzing something related to experiences that have occurred, and qualitative method aims to analyze the data and draw conclusions based on the researcher's knowledge and supported by the theory. This research was conducted to understanding the use of artificial technology, especially Quillbot, and it is coming from the perspective of students. And the next about the participants. In our research, there are 3 participants from the English Education Department. 2 participants is from second-year students, and 1 participant is from third-year student at one of the university in Tasikmalaya who had experiences using Quillbot. Next slide. Next about a data collection. In conducting the data, we conduct semi-structured interview and focus group discussion, which is a qualitative research method that combines semi-structured interview and FGD to get the deeper into information for our sources and participants about Quillbot's shortcoming. And the last one is about the data analysis. In analyzing the data, we use the thematic analysis. Thematic analysis is a method for analyzing the data to identify trends and identify themes using data that has been collected by the researchers. Maybe enough for me. For the next material, we'll continue by Rahma.
All right, I will continue by explaining the findings in our research article. So the first is word limitation. The free version of Quillbot has word limitation, which can be restrictive, especially when paraphrasing longer passage. Participants said they articulated the drawbacks of not using the premium version, citing word limitation that necessitates shortening sentences for paraphrasing purposes. This limitation underscores the limited functionality inherent in the free version of the tool. The second is limited explanation. Quillbot, grammar checker, and paraphrasing features sometimes lack detailed explanation for suggested correction, making it challenging for users to understand why certain changes are recommended. Participant 3 said that Quillbot's grammar checker is often less effective because it doesn't provide detailed explanation for grammatical errors. Participants also emphasizing the importance of explanatory feedback in understanding why certain grammatical structures or word choices are preferred. And the third is translation accuracy. Participants expressed concerned about the accuracy of Quillbot's translations feature, particularly in academic writing contexts where precise translation are crucial. One of them concerned AI translators' inability to capture nuanced meaning, such as idiomatic expression or implied meaning specific to certain languages. And the fourth is citation generator complexity. Despite Quillbot offering a citation generation feature, participants felt that this feature was complex and time-consuming compared to other tools that provide faster and more efficient citation generation. As you can see from the transcript, this quote illustrates constructing perspective on Quillbot's its shortcomings and another acknowledging its usefulness despite the complexity. The fifth is must be paid to get more features. Participant 2 reflected on Quillbot's shortcomings, particularly emphasizing its limitation and the need for paid features to access full functionality, and also note that while the tool provides useful features such as explanation or correction, they are only available with a paid subscription. The sixth is unable to adjust the intended context. Quillbot cannot always detect what is intended the content we want. However, the participant expressed dissatisfaction with the paraphrasing feature, noting several instances where this feature refers words or sentences, leading to distortion on the original meaning. And the seventh is requires double checking. When using Quillbot, we cannot trust it 100%. We have to do double checking, so it takes a long time. Participant 1 reflected on the complexity of the language checking process in the past, mentioning the need to cross-reference with translation tools due to the difficulty of understanding context. This saw the historical struggle to ensure accuracy and contextuality in writing. And eighth is popularity of Quillbot. Nowadays, there are so many AI-powered writing tools that have better features than Quillbot, which has many limitations where it is detracting from its usability to those better AIs have overtaken Quillbot's popularity. However, participant 1 indicated a shift away from reliance on Quillbot due to the emergence of other AI tools that were perceived to be more effective. And the last is the viability of recommending Quillbot. Participant 1 expressed reluctance to endorse Quillbot due to its limitation, indicating that while they might use it if asked, they would not actively recommend it to others. That's all from me for implication. Will deliver by Elis.
All right, thank you, Rahma, for inviting me to present the materials about the implication of our study for language teaching and learning. Here we have three implications. So the first is implication for educators. By integrating discussion about AI tools into the curriculum, providing guidance on AI uses, and emphasizing the importance of human input in the writing process, educators can ensure that students develop the necessary skills for academic success while navigating the complexities of AI-driven writing tools. And the second is implication for classroom practices. Educators should educate students about the limitation of Quillbot and integrate the use of AI writing tools like Quillbot into the writing process as one of several available resources, and emphasizing the importance of human input and critical thinking in producing quality academic writing. With applying the strategies, educators can help students navigate the challenges faced by AI writing tools like Quillbot, while at the same time fostering critical thinking, writing proficiency, and academic integrity. And the last one is implication for student learning outcomes. Students become aware of the limitation of Quillbot, particularly in academic writing context. Ultimately, by addressing the drawbacks of Quillbot and promoting the development of critical thinking and writing skills, students are better equipped to success in an academic context. In addition, providing ongoing evaluation and feedback will help students optimize their use of Quillbot and improve their academic integrity. All right, maybe that's it, the presentation from me. To the next materials will be delivered by Ira. To Ira, please.
Okay, thank you, Alice, for the opportunity. So we come to the conclusion of this research. This study investigates the drawbacks of Quillbot, particularly in its their precise for academic writing, key issues identified include word limitation, unclear paraphrasing, translation accuracy problems, complex citation generation, the need for payment for additional features, difficulty adjusting context, and the necessity for double checking outputs. Additionally, other AI tools with better features are available. And the next is the suggestion. Researchers recommend the educators and students be aware of this limitation and explore alternative tools to support active learning and critical thinking, ensuring students develop essential academic writing skills. And for the next, please. So these are reference from this research. And then maybe because conclusions are the less materials or the less explanation, so we are done. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I return to the moderator.
All right. Thank you for the second presenters. That's such an insightful presentation. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have completed the presentation session. So it's time for us to enter the Q&A session. We highly encourage your active participation, so please feel free to ask questions to our presenters in this session. You can drop the question in the chat box, or you may use raise hand feature and unmute yourself if you want to ask your question directly to the presenters. Don't forget to mention your name, your affiliation, and to whom your question is addressed to. All right, we have the first questioner from Muhammad Naufal Azwardi from University of Siliwangi, please.
All right, thank you for the considerations, moderators. First of all, let me introduce myself. I'm Muhammad Naufal Azwardi from Siliwangi University. I have two questions here. The first question is addressed to the first presenters, and the second question is addressed to the second presenters. For the first questions, for the first presenters, I would like to ask about the findings. How did the students' digital literacy levels affect their ability to effectively use online meeting platform for language learning? Because it is not stated in the findings, so I think I would like to ask about it, because the digital literacy is kind of important when we use kind of online learning. Yep. And is it intuitive use for the students to use online platform? So that's the questions for the first presenters. And the second questions for the second presenters, I would like to ask about the findings as well. It's regarding the word limitations that you say that it's one of the Quillbot drawbacks, which is how come that word limitation being the Quillbot drawbacks? Do the participants paraphrasing such a long paragraph, so it makes them a drawback of the Quillbot? Thank you.
All right, thank you for Naufal to ask the question. For the first presenters, you are pleased to answer.
All right. Thank you very much, Naufal, for the question.
Okay, so how did student digital literacy significantly affect their ability to use online learning platforms? We have several reasons here. The first one is ease of use. Students with higher digital literacy find online meeting platforms easier to navigate and use, which enhances their overall learning experience by reducing technical barriers. This ensures that they can focus more on learning rather than struggling with the technology. The second one is a quality of interaction. Students with better digital literacy are more adept at using interactive features like screen sharing, breakout rooms, and reaction features. These tools facilitate better engagement and participation during online sessions. The third one is technical challenges. Poor digital literacy can exacerbate issues related to internet connectivity, device malfunction, and software compatibility. These technical problems can disrupt the learning process, leading to frustrations and reduced effectiveness of online meetings. The fourth one is understanding of material. Higher digital literacy students help students better understand and interact with online materials, conversation, and this could ensure that they actually have a better engagement during the online meeting session. The last one is the adaptation to online learning. Students with strong digital skill are more likely to adapt successfully to the online learning environment. They can leverage the flexibility and they also can cost savings of online platform while mitigating issues like poor network quality and limited interaction through effective use of technology. So overall, digital literacy plays a crucial role in determining how effectively students can utilize online meeting platforms, influencing both their engagement and learning outcomes. Is that clear, Naufal?
Yes, it is. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, I will answer the from Naufal question. Thank you for your question before. So why the word limitation as the drawbacks from Quillbots? So the participants said that articulated the drawbacks of not using the premium version, citing word limitation that necessitates shortening sentences for paraphrasing purposes. And of course, this limitation underscores the limited functionality inherent in the free version of the tool. And the free version of Quillbot has word limitation which can be restrictive, especially when a participant used a paraphrasing longer passage. Maybe that's all.
All right. Thank you for the answer from the first and the second group. And also thank you for the question, Naufal. We have another question in the chat box. Let me read the question. It's from Raisa Fadilah Ramadhani from Universitas Siliwangi. The question is for the second presenters. The question is, do you still recommend Quillbot as a writing tool for students? Give some of the drawbacks that have been found in its use, and how much do you think these drawbacks affect their writing skill? For the second presenters, you are pleased to answer.
All right, thank you for the question. So as I mentioned before, in the findings, there are so many drawbacks for using Quillbot. So in my opinion, with the limitation of some features as mentioned in findings earlier, and also requiring paying for a subscription, I don't really recommended it to be used as a tool that helps our academic writing, but because there are still many other AIs that are better and can be accessed for free, of course, but it back again depends on what the needs are. If you feel enough with the available features, it means it's okay to use Quillbot.
Yeah.
And the shortcomings effect of the result from writing from users. And again, due to the restriction of some features, it cannot be used optimally to help our academic writing. Maybe that's all from me.
All right, thank you for the answer. And also thank you for the question. And we have another question from the chat box. Let me read. It's from Hana Juliana from Universitas Siliwangi. The question is for the second presenters. And the question is, why did your group choose a qualitative method to understand students' in-depth experiences and perception of using Quillbot as an academic writing tool? For the second presenters, you are pleased to answer.
All right, thank you, Hannah, for the question. And we choose a qualitative method to understanding student in-depth experiences and perception of using Quillbot as an academic writing tool. This is because the method allow us for a more informed and detailed exploration of their experiences. As we know, qualitative research is well suitable to understanding complex and subjective phenomena such as the impact of technology on learning, and it is allow us as researchers to collect a lot of data and put it into the context that capture the interesting and complexities of student experiences. And this method allow us also to go deeper into student experiences of using Quillbot, exploring how they interpreted and interacted with the tool and how it affected on their writing skill. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for the answer, and also thank you for the question. Because we still have a lot of time in this Q&A session, does anyone have any more questions? Okay, I think it's no. So that's all the Q&A session. It means we finally come to the end of this parallel session. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the organizing committee and the entire conference team, I want to express our heartfelt gratitude to all the presenters and participants. Contribution make this conference a vibrant and enriching experience for everyone involved. Now, let me capture this wonderful moment. So please, to everyone in this room, you can turn on your camera. Please turn on your camera. Okay. For the first slide, 3, 2, 1. Okay. For the next slide. For the next slide, 3, 2, 1. All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget to attend the keynote speech from Irene Fevy, teacher from Canning Vale College, Australia at 10:10 in the main room. So, to all the participants, see you in the main room. I'm Davina Damayanti, signing out. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam.